Welcome to episode number 10 of the Comic Book Nerds podcast. This is one of your hosts, Dr. Peter. In this special episode, I interview Melissa Bisson and Sacha Lefebvre, creators of the webcomic For Real. While attending the Montreal Comic Con, I was passing by Artist Alley and I was picking up the different pamphlets from all the local artists. And I picked up this pamphlet promoting the webcomic For Real. So I decided to check it out, the webcomic. I found it to be quite an enjoyable read, so I decided to contact both Sacha and Melissa to conduct this interview. Before I start playing this interview, I should mention that we experienced some troubles on Skype. We experienced a bit of a delay and some technical difficulties like a drop call. But no, it was a great interview. Here's the interview with Melissa and Sacha, creators of the For Real webcomic. First of all, you guys were at the Montreal Comic Con recently. Can you tell us your experience about the Comic Con and having your own booth at Artist Alley?
All right, I'll start on that.
Okay.
It's pretty amazing to be at the Comic Con. It was my second Comic Con this year, and last year I went there just to promote myself as an illustrator, and it was like fantastic. I met a lot of people and saw some drawings, some sketches. So this year, by promoting For Real and a podcast I'm doing too.
You can mention about the podcast.
Yeah, I'm doing a podcast in French on popular culture, especially comic books and movies and animation, called podcastetgommeballoune. And me and my partner, Sébastien Leblanc, were promoting this at the Comic Con. So we had the table and we did like a big poster in the back. It was really cool. And I was giving flyers to promote the For Real webcomic at the same time. So it was a really cool experience to be there.
Well, this year was technically my first year as a presenter, and even then I was just more cosplaying and handing out flyers and helping the guys promote their stuff and a little bit of my stuff on the side with For Real. Last year it was mostly cosplay, so that was fun. But I definitely enjoyed the behind-the-booth experience, and I'm eager for next year.
Did you guys get to meet any specific comic artists or celebrities at the Montreal Comic Con?
I had the chance to meet a friend of mine, Yannick Paquette, which is a Quebecer comic book artist who's working on Swamp Thing right now. So he's usually at the Montreal Comic Con, so I had the chance to talk to him. I saw also Frank Cho, which is an amazing artist who likes to draw the woman.
It's all about the booty.
Oh yeah, for sure, for him it's a booty.
Definitely about the booty.
He does it so well. So anyway, it's such a wonderful guy to meet too. I was so happy. He did a sketch in one of my books from him, and it was pretty cool. I was eager to see Tim Cell, but I didn't see him. I guess he wasn't there.
I'm guessing he probably canceled because I didn't see him there also.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, I had my books. I had my yellow Daredevil Yellow from him, and I was like, oh, he's gonna draw in my comic book. But I didn't have time much to meet other people. I want to meet like George Perez and other cool artists like that. But I was so busy with my table and trying to see the Comic Con because I used to be like a fan who go there just to look at the comics and to see artists and stuff like that. But at the same time, every time I leave behind the table and people walk to my booth, well, I wasn't there to talk to them and to promote my drawings and all my podcasts and my webcomic. So I had to come back all the time. And so I didn't get the chance to enjoy the Comic Con like I did when I was younger and I was just there as a fan. But it was really fun too. It was just different, and time managing was different again.
I didn't really go meet anybody, basically because I had no time. I was running around for Sacha and Sebastian, handing out flyers and working on their costume contest for the podcast. I would have liked to meet Spike from Buffy, though. That would have been really great. We went to see his conference, which was also really, really awesome. But I met a lot of cool people in a lot of cool costumes, so that was fun, too.
For those who haven't read the For Real comic, can you tell us what the story's about, Melissa?
Well, basically, it's a multi-layer story. It's got a lot of things going on. It's about this one girl who, from the first few pages, if anyone's seen it, is escaping from some kind of strange underground facility, and she's not really sure who she is and what the hell's going on right now. And it's gonna basically turn into a whole kind of crazy misadventure where she meets a whole bunch of people, and they want to help her out, but they're kind of like the unlikely heroes. It's gonna be an interesting ride.
Can you tell us the genesis, how the story came to be, and how you, Sacha, got to work on this project?
Oh, that was so random. I used to draw comic book all the time, and that's my main goal, to be a comic book artist. So I sent drawings to Marvel and DC and meet other comic book artists to get my work criticized. So a few of my friends were always telling me, oh, you should do a webcomic. So I was like, okay, I can do a webcomic, but I can't write. I can find ideas, but my writing is really bad in French or English. So I started dating Melissa, and she loves to write. That's what she likes to do. And I was like, wait a minute, you like to write and I like to draw comic book. There's something behind.
And you don't want to see me draw either. It would be really pathetic.
No, so it was to decide, okay, we're going to do a webcomic, but about what? And I guess at one point I came up with the idea, like, let's do something based with romance, because I know that Melissa likes to write about that. But let's incorporate some little bit sci-fi stuff that I like to draw too, and we kind of put everything together and try to create for real, basically.
And he also gave me a whole set of criteria, like, I want this, and I went, oh god, how am I going to shove that one story? And then he came to me one day and said, okay, I got it, this is how it's going to be. And everything sort of evolved from there.
Melissa, when you're writing the scripts, is it similar to like a film script, or you do like the Marvel method where you have like ideas and you just pass like a plot idea to Sacha and he just draws, or you just do like an actual comic script and he just works from it?
I'm a big mess.
Okay, so
it's kind of like all those things. I'll write scenes that are movie script. I'll write scenes that are written like a novel. Mm-hmm. I'll write scenes. I'll be like, Sacha, give me an idea. And he goes, okay, it should be like this. And I go, that's good. And now he's like, make it work. And that's basically how it goes. Like, I'll be sitting in class and I'll be like, that's an idea, when I should be listening to a lecture and just write something out, because that's just how it comes.
So it's basically an amalgamation of different forms.
Oh, yeah.
I think what helps is we live together, so it's really easy if I don't understand the script to go see her and explain to me. But I'm used to work with all kinds of script in the past, so it's not a problem for me.
So the first 3 pages of this comic is already out. How many pages do you have like done, or have you planned like a whole book, or just planned out in like certain chapters of this story?
We have about 5 pages, counting those 3 that are done. All the other ones are like work in progress. Some are draw, some are ink, some are colored, some have no text or some text. So it's all like we keep working on them and try to post them every week.
And the actual webcomic itself is split into chapters. We have a lot of material planned out. We have like...
Do you have like a volume, or do you have like...
We have 4 volumes of the entire story planned out, and we're trying to average about 6 chapters per volume.
So basically 24 issues.
That's what we're aiming for. That's what we're hoping for.
Outside of For Real, what other projects you have on the side that you're currently working on, or you want to like mention?
I'm boring. I'm a full-time student. So not really other side projects aside from studying and doing lots of homework.
I mentioned the podcast earlier. That's pretty much the 2 weekly project I got. I record my podcast every week and post on the internet on a Friday when I'm able to. And it was hard with the Comic Con. It moved all my schedule around, but we'll try to keep up now. And so I'm working on the podcast, I'm working on the webcomic, I'm working as a freelancer, I do storyboards and stuff like that, and I'm still doing like samples for companies and stuff. So I'm pretty busy, but as the project going, it's pretty much the webcomic and the podcast.
Mm-hmm. What's the feedback on For Real? What have people mentioned to you guys about the comic so far?
So far it's been pretty positive. I mean, I was kind of surprised at like haven't been out for that long. We're almost at 100 likes on Facebook, and knowing most of my friends, they're kind of lazy and they don't really check their notifications. So I thought it was pretty impressive. We put out an ad this week, and that got a pretty good response too. As far as page views goes, we're over 1,000, so that was kind of exciting.
I got the complaint I got was we want more page.
Yeah, me too. I got that a lot.
More than once a week, and I was like, yeah, I'm totally agreeing with you, but if I put like 5 pages a week, I will run out of page and I will be like so behind on my stuff. So
that's it, and especially since like you draw, I write, I flat color, and you put in the final color and the text. Like with school and everything that we have on the side, it would be so hard to keep up. Like we have enough material now to get us till almost Christmas. So, like, finals and everything should be done by then, so maybe there'll be more stock after that.
Yeah, we won't sleep at Christmas.
No, we won't.
What can people expect in future pages coming up?
Gags, romance, awkward, cute characters.
Yeah, because right now we only met one of the characters, and we barely can tell what's going on, because even that character doesn't know what's going on. But soon we're going to start meeting the 4 friends of For Real. So I'm going to see more than just action and pushing people around.
Yeah, For Real is kind of like a TV show in webcomic format. Lots of multiple stories going on at once with different people.
So, like, while working on this comic, have there been any weird experiences where you might have to, like, change certain aspects of characters or certain dialogue, or a lot of rewrites have occurred while working on this comic?
Tons. I think for just the first chapter, I went through 4 or 5 drafts. And every time, like, we'll sit in Starbucks and we'll be like, okay, this is going to happen to this person. Nah, maybe not. And then we change everything around, and it's fun, though. Character building is, like, the best part.
I read a lot of comic book and watch a lot of TV, so every time I see something good, I'm like, oh, what about this? And I'm like, well, we don't want to copy those people. I'm like, I know, but it's so good for a reason.
Do you have any last comments you want to mention about For Real to people who want to get into the comic, or what kind of surprises they'll see while reading this webcomic?
That's a good question. Surprises? What kind of surprises are there going to be that we can talk about?
That's the thing with the For Real. We don't want to give like too many punch, but it's hard to.
Without spoiling anything about the comic, maybe you can mention like what kind of hints will people see in future installments, or interesting fun stuff people are going to be on this ride.
Well, for sure we're going to meet the forecast, and there's definitely some romance that's going to get built between some of those characters. So that's going to be interesting. And eventually, well, we're probably going to see some cool sci-fi robotic stuff and sci-fi guns and stuff like that, because let's just say it's fun to draw.
And also, what are your future goals for Real? Do you see it being in print, or you might do like a Kickstarter project in the near future?
I would love to see it in print. That would be awesome.
I'd love to see it in print, and I'd love to have like a digital copy that you can buy, you know, like a...
Comixology?
Yes, exactly, stuff like that. That would be great. That's why I'm doing like this, because right now For Real is very horizontal instead of vertical.
Mm-hmm.
So the idea behind that was because I found it fit better on the computer screen. So even if you go on digital on the tablet and stuff, it'll still flow pretty nice with the zoom on the panel. So I would really love this in the future.
That was Melissa and Sacha, the creators of For Real webcomic. I had a great time interviewing them, and I hope everyone checks out their webcomic. So here's a website. It's forrealcomic.com. You can send them an email also at forrealcomic@gmail.com. Like them on facebook.com/forrealcomic. Also, you can check out Sacha's podcast, Podcast at Gomme Balloune, which is podcastetgommeballoune.blogspot.ca. So that's all the time we have for this episode. Don't forget to check out our website at www.comicbooknerdsareHot.com. That's all in one word, for weekly updates, reviews, news, and whatever stuff we can put on the website. Take care, everyone, and see you in the next episode of Comic Nerds Are Hot.